because
Hey,
some men,
Mm.
as you've said, someone might stab you, someone
Sure.
like Tusa, just because no trial for it, who protected the woman. And you don't even
Lemon.
know this woman.
Good. Jwale ke lo just stop phone girl. All right. All right, guys. Welcome. Darky, Blondie. Okay, so without wasting time, today we are going to talk about a kind of sensitive, kind of taboo, depending on your stance on this topic. But we have to talk about this and we have to be honest with each other when it comes to this conversation. So, the title of the conversation: should you get
Sure.
involved when you see a woman get abused or attacked or beat up by a man? Should you get involved? That's the topic of today.
Uh,
Okay. So,
as for now, as
This is so funny. Hey, continue, man.
yeah, that's the topic. Should you get involved?
All right.
that's the
So,
question.
so
Sure.
now, my opinion on this is it depends. It
Yes.
depends. For example, if you see a woman get beat up by a man in broad daylight without trying to hide it, go like this guy is beating up this woman, people are watching, this woman is not screaming. It shows you, okay, this man, if he's not afraid to do this in public, then he's used to doing it and getting away with it. This means, come on, understand? Come on,
Mm. Yeah.
he's used to doing this and getting away with it. So, if Mosadi no matter, why should I get involved? This shows you, if I get involved, which is dangerous, by the way, because if you get
Yeah.
involved, apart from hater when himself, what can happen? Go or come matter. You can beat up the guy, the police come, and then when they ask what happened, the woman can protect the man. That can happen. I get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
you can save the woman today, ne? Get him away from the man. Tomorrow, you find her with the same guy.
The same
Because
guy.
women always
Uh-huh.
go back
Yeah,
to
that's
them.
true. That's true.
Yeah, women always go back to these guys, I get. So it's tricky.
Mm.
So unless maybe go over
Sure.
if I'm seeing you, you are running away from the man, you are screaming for help. You are one day, you're
Sure.
showing me that okay, you need help or whatever. Even if it's someone you don't but at least na impa some comforting enough to know okay, at least there's a chance that if I save this person, they'll appreciate and get themselves out of that situation in the future. I understand. But
Sure. Sure.
if I see a woman not screaming, if I see a man attacking a woman in public, as a child, the consequences. Because normally, imagine this: you are a guy, you are attacking a woman you don't know, or a woman who doesn't know you. Obviously, you wouldn't want anyone to see it.
Mm.
Would child, again, you're going to want to run away or do it in secret,
Mm.
but you wouldn't just attack a woman in public. So, a man who attacks a
Sure.
woman in public without being afraid of the consequences, he knows he's done it before. He knows he's safe. So, my opinion: don't get involved. I'm done. Anyone else? What do you think, Taki?
It's for,
Hmm?
No, I mean, my opinion is more or less similar to yours. I mean, I think when it comes, abuse issues are very complex. Like you said, sometimes you might try and interfere, and then you find that you are the one left with the egg on your face.
Yeah.
Um, and then in some instances, where then the person might actually be needing help. But I think at the end of the day, I think as much as it might sound as selfish, I think you must think about yourself first before trying to interfere in other people's business.
Yeah.
First things first. Like, I mean, sometimes you might find that when you interfering in the situation actually makes issues worse. Babeta Musari, babeta Duena, and then
Hey,
you find that you haven't solved anything. Right?
Emna.
So, I mean,
You will get
So,
beat up.
like, I mean, yeah, dude, like you will get beat up, the woman will get beat up, and then you wouldn't have solved anything. So my
Uh,
point is you know to always assess the situation.
yeah.
In some instances, for example, the woman is screaming, running away, but you can say, well, hey, this guy, I probably can't take him one on one.
Hey,
I mean, the the best option there is to call for help as well. Like, I mean,
hey.
when did we as men stop like depending on law enforcement as well? I mean, they are not created only for women as well, right? So if
Yeah.
you see where this situation might actually get ugly, you might as well get law enforcement involved, especially if you can say, well,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna capacity with them. And because
Hey.
some men,
Mm.
as you've said, someone might stab you, someone
Sure.
like out just because no trial for the who protected the woman, and you
Yeah,
don't even
man.
know this woman. And so when you are shot, you won't even testify at the trial or barricading when
Sure.
I said so quick and all that stuff. So what I'm trying to say is, as much as we'd like to protect women, a lot of men have found themselves with an egg on their face whenever these situations unfold. You find that you either get beaten up. If you don't get beaten up, okay, let's say you win the fight. Okay, you are stronger than this guy today.
Yeah.
Kausane, this guy finds out, okay, where do you live? He comes with his mates and they beat you up.
Yeah.
Or they injure you or they
Sure.
do something terrible.
Yeah.
So, like,
Sure.
as, as much as possible, as much as you'd like to maybe protect the woman. In this case, always think about your safety first as a guy as well. Because
It doesn't
at
make
the
you
end
a
of the
coward.
day, if you look at hey, at the end of the day, in South Africa, the statistics are bad when it comes to the killing of men by other men as well. I
Yeah.
mean, we are the most killed people as men in South Africa, and you find that we die for very, very stupid things. So I mean, as much as we would want to be the ones to protect the females, because I mean, at least we are much more like superior in physical strength and somehow. At the end of the day, this is a very dangerous road. Um, even if it's Gora or Singanga, they shoot you or they stab you, it's over, my guy. So
Yeah.
that's
Sure.
my
Sure.
opinion. I don't know what Tony thinks. Yeah.
Mm.
If a woman is getting attacked, as much as you want to be the protector, be the man, you have to think
Yes.
about your safety,
Yeah.
Valen. But Nabagape, a man who can attack a
Mhm.
woman, like these guys are, they're crazy, Joe.
Yeah.
They're
And they
crazy.
are very
Mm.
paid. They are very paid. Like I
Um,
said, they are very paid. Even if you defeat him today,
yeah,
Kausane, you never know. Akaukatela somewhere and
I got
then you're not
Obaja.
aware. They are Akaukubata. They are very,
I remember DJ Chirile well and Eliana. That's the
yeah,
worst
and
thing that
dude,
can
like,
happen.
hey, hey, dude, like, ukalala mano, wawina, Kausane, you find that this guy attacks you. And when you realize, oh, what's a maling wanola at the
The
same
same
time?
guy.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
true. That's true.
Hey,
I reckon,
and
guys,
and I always
Off,
sure.
carry
Go
on.
off
ahead.
to you, off to you, off to you, Blondie. Blondie?
Oh, let me come in. Let me come in, guys.
Yeah, off to you. What's your opinion on this sensitive topic? Should you be
Obviously,
a
it's a very
hero?
sensitive.
Should you be a hero or should you be smart?
Ah, ah. For me, bro, I would say the whole thing is controversial. Do you know?
Eh,
As like in terms of this way, like it's obvious it's a very sensitive topic. Obviously, it's a very sensitive topic, my brother.
Yeah,
But then according to me, I wouldn't step in, my brother. Under this crowd.
yeah,
You know what they say?
Yeah,
You know they say kindness. Kindness is not directly proportional. I don't know if whether you get the point.
yeah,
yeah,
In
yeah,
this, bro, if we are being honest, and then if we're being brutally honest, women are not loyal to your sacrifices, my brother.
yeah,
They are very much loyal to their emotions.
eh,
yeah,
In some of the cases, obviously this one is a very practical example. Maybe the person supposes it's a it's a very, 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 very much brutal event whereby you're just walking by and then you see a man trying to assault a woman. Obviously, they're strangers, they don't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
You try to come inside and then you try to get yourself involved in the event of which you don't even know why are they trying to fight each other.
Virtual
You
like
get
guy,
the
I would
point.
say.
Exactly.
Bakwane guy,
Yeah.
I would say.
You don't
I would
even know
say,
that. And then you yourself
yeah.
trying to partake in that particular fight, maybe trying to mediate the whole fight and whatsoever, you might face very serious repercussions, my brother.
Mm.
Very serious
Yeah.
repercussions, my brother, of getting yourself involved where you were not supposed to even bother. Because sometimes, but if we were to maybe sometimes turn the tables around, it's it's a very sensitive topic, my brother, because you may find out that the person involved here is your sister. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
now,
I was
and then
going to
now
that part. Yeah.
and now
But,
you're having
but I
some
think if
sort
it's my
of
sister, even if it's a boyfriend, I'll have the courage to just put her first and forget about my own thing. It's my sister, I guarantee. That one, we should just leave it out.
that's exactly where I want to dispute it.
Eh,
Do you know what they say? Do you know what they say?
eh,
Let's do some referrals. Women are loyal to their feelings and emotions. They're not
eh,
loyal to the sacrificing.
eh.
My brother, they say you cannot save women. They don't want to be saved. You get the point.
Okay, I just gotta bring
You cannot.
generalize ka mokgwa.
Let's be honest. No, let's be honest. I
Yeah,
know
that,
my
that, that,
sentiment.
that feels very general, though. True, I agree with you. That feels very general. We can't say general. I mean, we
Yeah.
can't generalize everyone.
And
Hey.
that's why I was
My
basically
brother.
okay. What if because there's a possibility that she's screaming for help. You at least go for
Hey.
that nyana comfort or maybe she doesn't know the person. Or one. Maybe if Kamutusha, maybe she'll appreciate. But it doesn't mean or always a woman who gets beat up is someone no longer what's about the attack, I guess. That's why I get it, you know.
But boy, there's a high probability that you might see the very same person you were trying to
I
have,
know.
maybe
That's
you
why I
were
get
trying
it. It's a
say,
tricky situation. It's a tricky. So
It is.
she didn't even need your help or won't even appreciate it. So, but then, it only there's a possibility that it can be someone who really needs your help and was just minding their own business, or maybe they were kidnapped and then they managed to get out somehow, and then you are their last hope, just like it happens in the movies. When the person is kidnapped and then and then they're trying to escape, and then they meet just that one person, you, who's supposed to save them. The last option.
if we are if we are to be honest, you can try to be Jesus the Savior, but then if we are trying to be very much factual, women don't want to be saved.
I must stop generalizing. I may agree with what you're saying, but generalizing, I'm against generalizing.
My brother, you cannot try to save people who moves with emotions.
No, but okay, Matlo. Okay, let me give an example. We hear in the news about women who get attacked. They didn't know the attacker. They were just, I guess, in the wrong place at the wrong time. Understand?
Yeah.
It's not always a woman killed by a boyfriend or husband or
Yeah. It's not only
it's not always like that. Although
domestic abuse,
it might
yeah.
seem like majority, it's always those cases where boyfriend, husband. This man raised a child for 30 years. It's not his child. He retaliates by killing the wife. Or this woman, as soon as she started working, she dumps the boyfriend. It's not always those cases. Some women are innocent. There are women who are innocent. So I'm talking. So that's why this situation is tricky because of these women who get themselves in those situations, they make it risky for anyone to try to get involved. So I'm against you generalizing because there are those who need our help. Who will need your help? You, that one person, even if you are going against very dangerous people, a huge drug trafficking ring that is maybe backed up by the minister or somewhat, people you can't escape.
So
still,
when I in the whole trying to put your life into khabar just to save somebody out there, just simply because they're innocent.
That's
This
why
is what you're trying to insinuate.
that's why we're having this conversation. I'm saying, Ore, how do we deal with this tricky situation, man? Because we have those who really need your
Mind your
help.
business.
Also, I'm walking
Mind your
down the
business.
streets. I'm going to buy a spot to go at night. I'm walking. Then Jiggy Jiggy, I hear a scream.
Mind your business and focus on the objective. Mind your business and focus on the objective. You were going to buy whatsoever, and then now you are stopping, and then you are changing the mandate. You're trying to help someone who are not even in your plan, and then you're trying to act like a savior in Jesus whatsoever. Bruh, you might get yourself into a very serious trouble, of which you might even face very, 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 very extreme repercussion that might lead you to jail and even death, unfortunately.
Manoj, as tempting as it is to
Yeah,
just
and
adopt
and
your mindset, I would really like to hear Tagi's input on this. This is a
no, no, no,
this,
no, no. Now what I'm trying to say is, unfortunately, it will go against, like, I mean, your own conscience. Like, if you say, "Well, okay, Mutago or this person actually needs my help, and I can actually help," and then not to help, I don't think it will hold well with you, even if you live the situation and you mind your own business. What I'm trying to say is, as much as also Theo, you're also willing to help, I think it's also very, there's this thing over, sometimes, even if you have a willing spirit to help, but you must also be logical about your choices to say,
Definitely.
is what I'm going
Definitely.
to attempt to do, is what I'm going to attempt to do going to be of help or not, right? Like,
mm,
you spoke about the issue of, for example, a trafficking ring.
yeah,
Like, those guys are brutal.
yeah,
Those guys are brutal. I mean,
Yeah.
the best you can do in those circumstances is just to be a witness who is not identified. To say, okay, I have identified the vehicle that took care. And then you inform that, you give that information to the police. Mara ising when already demands about the AK-47, things that are
Yeah,
not
because
legal for a civilian, like for a civilian to carry. So
was
at the
in
end
that
of the
man
day, you
about
might find yourself short, and that girl taken. And unfortunately, they might not be found because now you chose the barbaric way of doing things, trying to fight while you do not have the capacity. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't go to war if you don't have enough soldiers or you don't have enough manpower to fight. That is
yeah.
why in the past, when someone saw, hey, this army is overwhelming, let's go and have a discussion with the opponent to see if we can find an amicable solution, or even if not amicable, but a solution that might buy us time. The fighting component. So what I'm trying to say is,
yeah.
men must always be logical. It doesn't mean that you must not
Well,
help, but always look for safer options to help.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
necessarily always all the time throw
because
yourself in the line of fire.
yeah. At least when you
bruh,
are giving good reasons, not this guy who's just generalizing and making us sound like, hey, we are all
no,
traumatized
bruh, you
from
need to be,
threats.
you need to, yeah, it's not a matter of generalizing. You need to be honest with yourself. Because as a man, why are you trying to partake into the
I'm
battlegrounds
trying
that
to
were
save
not
a life.
assigned to you, bruh? Save their life the way you designed, the way you assigned to save someone's life, bro.
Ah, come on, man. Blondie. I okay.
No,
So
be honest
now,
with yourself, bro.
all right,
Be honest with yourself, bro.
all
Because
right,
come on,
ne.
bro. Like, okay, this guy is say biological, ne? Meaning, be aware of what you're getting yourself into.
All
And
right.
in other case,
Exactly.
my brother, you cannot just stand up
Yeah.
and go fight with people for the fight you didn't even plan about. How are you going to fight with people, bro, without even planning for the
Exactly.
fight?
That's my
You just
point.
you just walking down the street, and then you see people fighting, and then you get yourself involved, bro. That's a risk.
All right. It seems it comes to a point where women have to be held accountable for their safety now. Since for us it's very risky and tricky. So I guess women need to be held accountable for their own safety now. For example, if it happens or it is an abusive boyfriend or partner, women
Because
need to understand or you putting yourself in danger, and it's going to be difficult for someone else to save you. And if that
it's your
someone decides or they're
responsibility,
not
my
getting
brother.
involved, you cannot say
It's your
men are not protecting you if you guys are putting yourselves in those situations. Unless
protecting
you're just
what?
someone who
My brother, you cannot protect what is not even listening to you.
Munna, Munna,
It's highly
can you just stop? Hey, this guy Munna. What's wrong with you?
come on, it's a debate. It's a
Munna,
debate. It's a
after
debate.
this,
Come on,
Munna,
it's a
we're trying to
debate.
come up with solutions. Can we come up with solutions? We mentioned the problem again. We mentioned the challenges. Can we come up with solutions? Can we come up with solutions?
Yeah.
Okay. Before the solution, let me give you an example, practical example.
Hey.
In terms, like with relation to this element of protection.
Hey.
Let's say, my brother, you're walking down the street, and then it's 10 p.m. in the evening. And then you see people trying, maybe a group of guys trying to assault a woman, or maybe even trying to rape her. And then they are in position of some very dangerous weapons. And then you are just there, bro, raw guy walking down the streets, and then you're trying to partake into a fight, trying to save a woman. The first question you must ask yourself, now we're talking about accountability. This is where the element of accountability comes in. First question you have to ask yourself, what is this woman doing on the street at 10 p.m.? That's the first question, my brother. 10 p.m. What is she doing?
She's working at KFC.
No, man.
Trying to save transport fee.
But you must be at work before 10 p.m., my brother. There is no shift that starts with 10 p.m.
She's working from work. Okay, Manaj, continue.
you get where I come from, bro.
Hey,
like, come on, bro. You cannot. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, you cannot protect people that are not even listening to your instructions. It's highly possible. Highly possible. You might even tell your own daughter. Whoa, now my baby, don't go to this place, blah blah blah. Don't do this and this and this. They don't even listen to you. How do you think you're going to protect that person? Because they're not even listening to you. At some point, you should just reserve yourself and then observe from a distance and let people take accountability of their own actions. Otherwise, you put yourself into a very serious problem you were not even planning to partake in.
But I also think if it's your daughter, I think logic also goes out of the way. I've seen many men when it comes to their own kids that they will go through the worst lengths to try and protect them. I mean, sometimes it becomes futile, like I said.
If it's my daughter, I know the boyfriend. She's dating someone whom is a bad guy, and I know this girl is in love. She won't listen. Just like what happens in the movies. I just have to go to the guy. Just have to go to the guy. If I have money, I'll try to pay him. If I don't have money, then
okay. My question, my brother, do you think money can win against emotions and feelings?
When you hears that guy, when you're going to make us sound like Andrew Tate.
Come on, bro. Like, we are. This is a debate. We are disputing. This is a debate. Please, come on, bro. Allow me.
Allow him to argue. Allow him to argue, and that's it.
Debate.
Allow him to argue.
Which means if whether you bring about a certain sentiment, I must also come forth with my refutation. I'm trying to dispute what you say because I know there are high probability of what you think not to happen. My brother, you can have a lot of money, but if your daughter is in love with a hijacker or maybe a drug dealer or even a Nyobe boy, you are not even going. You are wasting a lot of your time by trying to maybe separate those two individuals until they make it up in their own mind and their hearts and their feelings that no, I'm enough.
All right, Blondie. Blondie. Okay, Blondie. What advice do you have for women?
Accountability.
I mean, elaboration on accountability.
I will elaborate, explain, elucidate.
Elaborate, Lon. Yeah. That's we can't just say accountability to them. They
Hey.
have to understand what you mean by that. Me now, I
Mm.
have my own, point, but I wanna hear what your views
Yeah.
are, Lon.
Yeah. Solution, Baba. Solution. You are too quick to point the
Oh,
problems.
you
Solution.
you want the solution. The
Yeah.
solution is maybe
Yeah.
please take accountability. Oh, you see, this element of accountability is very much broad, I know. But then if you are a person who is in possession of 24 teeth, you know about the ethics and the morality, the principle of right and wrong. I'm pretty much aware that you cannot put yourself into many, many severe situations that would maybe leave you in a lot of trouble without even yourself taking accountability. But if you are a very much devoted to knowing this principle of morality, right and wrong, you would be very much aware that this thing I'm trying to partake in might even lead me into very serious trouble. Therefore, I must take accountability for what I'm trying to do. Don't put yourself into a situation whereby you are going to twist the whole situation and allow people to take accountability of your own actions. It's very much wrong. Accountability. Know what you're getting yourself into. There are some situations that are very much avoidable. They're very much avoidable. You might possibly avoid many severe events by not even partaking into them. By just holding yourself accountable, my brother. Account, my brother. Account.
All
That's the
right.
only solution. With
All right,
everything else.
ladies. That's the advice from Blondie. Accountability. All right, Dougie. Solutions.
So I think we have to get back to basics, man. You know, I think a lot of our sisters, after getting educated and getting held up in these woke movements, they think the world is a utopia, or they want the world to be some kind of utopia.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the world is not some utopia. So I mean, the basics were even our mothers know them, right? Like it's very dangerous for a woman to be walking around at night, especially in the dark, wee hours of the night, uh, dark late hours of the night. So but also, especially the ones who live in suburbs and in urban areas, even if they do walk at night, which is tends to be more safer. It's better to walk in groups than someone walking by themselves.
Yeah.
But they must also listen. Like whenever you know, most women like that I've encountered, especially young ones, they have no sense of danger whatsoever. Like
Yeah.
I always tell them, like, as much as we want men to behave well, oh, men must stop abusing us, men must stop raping us, men must stop beating us up. At the end of the day, there'll always be crazy men out there. There'll always
Yeah.
be dangerous men out there. Just like in the jungle, there's always dangerous
Mm-hmm.
animals that are going to eat you up, right?
Yeah.
We cannot change the world and make everyone pure and moral. Like Blondie would have said that people must be moral. We cannot. But what we can try is we can limit exposure to the immoral people that we are talking about here that are likely to harm women, they are likely to rape, they are likely to kidnap, and so forth.
Yeah.
So
So,
to parties, because all of these incidents happen when people are actually enjoying themselves.
Sure.
Ning Ning Isakal, I don't know if it's tomorrow or when there'll be a Chris Brown concert. People are going there, a lot of women are going there, they'll be drinking alcohol. And if you look at worldwide statistics regarding sexual assault, rape, and all those things happen when people are actually drunk,
yeah.
women and men and so forth. Like,
I mean, as they become
they must
intoxicated.
always. Yeah, so in like all of these happen a lot when people are intoxicated. So the solution is if you are going to be intoxicated, always be around a safe group that you think you'll be safe around, that will protect you whenever something like that comes. Or if what's in you're not a group person, you always in comment as you say in Zulu. You always want to be alone and so forth. Rather avoid substances that are going to make you vulnerable. Because at the end of the day, we must be honest, they become very vulnerable when they are drunk, these people, right?
Yeah.
So those are the things we must actually talk about and address, and to say, take safety precautions. When we say it's too dangerous to walk in a particular area, please listen to us. As much as we are men, we also understand there are more dangerous than us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it wasn't the case, we wouldn't be seeing a lot of young men and a lot of men dying on a daily basis,
Yeah.
even more than women. So it's a very dangerous world. Let's try to make it safer by taking safety precautions. That's all the advice I have for women.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Taki. Okay, so ladies, that was the advice for you guys. You must take accountability for your own safety. Really, really be honest with yourself and your behavior. Don't just do things that you know are dangerous. I understand. Don't just hang out with people or associate yourself with dangerous people. Or one. And then when tomorrow something happens, you blame the good guys. The good guys are also afraid. They also have loved ones who love them, and we cannot fight your bad, your dangerous boyfriends. You understand? So we, as much as
Yeah,
we'd
but
like to, as
they
much as
call the
we'd like
dog
to,
eat dog well,
yeah,
bruh.
as much
You
as
must be
we'd like to,
accountable, my brother.
yeah.
The world owes you nothing.
We need it. Anyway, as much as we'd like to protect you guys, we also need you guys to make it easier and safer for us again. So rather be attacked
Yeah.
by someone whom you don't know, whatever, somewhere, I don't know, maybe you were just coming back from home, it was not under your control, but try to stay in groups, try
Save
to avoid
yourself. Nobody's going to save you.
try to avoid walking alone late at
Simple.
night, try to
Simple.
avoid intoxicants, especially in an area that is where you don't have people you trust or whatever. Just take accountability, like just take accountability and really, really be realistic about the world. Men too are afraid of men. Okay. So please. And then to the men, it does not make you a coward to put yourself first. Uh, if you know or you can't take this
Yeah, it
guy,
doesn't.
either
Yeah.
call the cops or I don't know, but put yourself first. Now we
Mind your
are,
Yeah,
business.
find help somewhere. Call some security guy somewhere or something.
yeah.
Hey.
All right. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you, my gents. I'm sure they heard. Uh, till next time, goodbye. And thank you for joining us. Bye bye.
All right, cheers.
Easy, easy, wait.
Away.